or someone you know been affected by mental health or substance use disorder? Well, you are not alone. Welcome to the podcast, Riverfront Talks, Substance Matters. I am Tiffany Moore, the coordinator for the Beaufort County 360 Behavioral Health Task Force. We're going to sit down and have some in-depth conversations with individuals who may have struggled themselves with mental health or substance use disorder, or perhaps know someone who has struggled. Either way, we're going to have some inspiration, motivation, and maybe even some tearjerkers. Welcome to the podcast, Riverfront Talks, Substance Matters. Welcome back to Riverfront Talks. We are here today in Chocowinity at Ignite Church. They were gracious enough to let us use their space. I have a special guest here for you today, as well as a special co-host. Welcome, Coach Clarence Baker and Shelly Ainge. What's up? Angie, Brad. We have a really interesting story here for you today. It's in line with what we do, but it gives you a lot of different dimensions and a lot of different directions. So we're going to try to move through it pretty quickly, but we want to make sure that everybody takes away what we're hoping that you'll take away. So again, welcome. Thank you for being on our podcast.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to start today, and we're going to do a little background on you. I want people to know who you are, where you came from, and kind of how your journey progressed. So where are you originally from?
Originally from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
L's up. And at about 10 years old, you were still in Florida. You had a very traumatic experience at home. And it's kind of started you to kind of thinking about using substances to kind of cope with what you experienced. At the age of 11 was your first experience with any type of drug or substance. You started using marijuana kind of as a result of something that happened in your personal life. You want to tell me about that?
Yes. Hopefully he's not looking, but poking. I can't say his name without loud. My best friend Ace Boone Coon, my man, 100 grand. Baker with the plan. Poker being he got killed not far from me, and that was the only person I was able to talk to about the deepest, darkest depths of my life. So at that point, I had to find something that helped me lighten the burden. It was all about feeling light as possible in a heavy world.
And there's one thing, again, I'm going to reference it, but I won't disclose it. You had an experience at about 10.
Oh, yeah.
And this was the only person that you felt close enough to or comfortable enough with to confide in about that experience.
Oh, yes.
When he passed away, you wanted to feel light, so you smoked weed, you drank a little bit of alcohol at this time.
Oh, yeah.
And then at 12, you had another situation to occur that kind of uprooted your life as you knew. Now, tell me about that.
Oh, yes. Following that experience at 10, you find yourself trying to reach out and talk to people, and a lot of people close that door to you because there's nowhere in the world that happened. A lot of things seem far-fetched, especially the nature of the incident and the gravity being the person who it is. He was the only person that truly even gave a chance to hear the story. Then when he heard the story, that was too detailed, and he believed it. But just in speaking on that situation and him actually allowing me to talk about it, I felt light, and I felt that weight lift. And once that weight lifted, like, I wanted to feel more of it because it's always good to release. And then at 11, of course, he lost his life, and then the weight dropped back down. And then at 12, my father went to prison, he had coached me in everything that I played. He's the one that raised me.
That was your foundation.
Oh, yes, complete foundation. And when he went to prison, I was sent from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to Aurora, North Carolina, a place that if you would have told me existed, I would have called you 4 different kind of liars. Mm-hmm. There's nowhere in the world you can have a town where there's 10 people if 4 people passing through.
Yeah.
But
very big difference, change of scenery.
Oh, yes. going from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to Aurora, the weight was still there. There was nothing lifted. Yes, I had family here. I knew of my family, but we weren't the closest. So I didn't. At that time, there was nobody to talk to. I hated putting weight on people because I've always had weight put on me. So I wanted to unburden people rather than add my weight to them.
So you didn't find anybody else that you felt that connection with
Oh,
when
no.
you were going through things?
Oh,
You
yeah.
just kind of internalized it?
Oh, yes. My grandmother, she was raising 6 boys. So, I mean, she, it's not that she didn't have the time to hear my story. There was no way in the world I was going to even put more on her. So when I came in contact with certain ones, I gained access. They always I heard the word, man, I feel lightheaded when a certain one was smoking a cigarette. So I wanted to try cigarettes because that word light. They said, man, it's some good stuff. So now I found that my access to weed.
Keep going.
So I had to smoke. It was terrible. Couldn't stop coughing. Didn't really enjoy it the first time, but as long as I made it through all of that coughing up my lungs, the after effects, that feeling, just that freedom.
Did it numb you kind of to at least the situation of circumstance?
It did and it didn't.
At least
Like
some?
nothing.
No?
Well, enough. Yes, enough. Especially the goofiness of it, the giggliness of it, the key laughing, and those moments of not thinking. I've always been an inward person. Well, life made me an inward person when I was no longer able to release things outward. So I constantly processed anything that I've been through over and over and over again. So I had those moments in which I was able to finally just
Release a little.
started drinking, started partying, and I began to sell drugs.
I'm gonna slow you down. So you started to sell drugs. Tell us how that came about, if you don't mind. Like, I know you said you're not from this area. I would imagine it would be easy for you to get your hand somebody just to trust you. Like, hey, dude, let me give you something to sell for me. So how did it come about that you actually started selling?
Well,
In
again, like my grandmother raising a lot of boys, she didn't have help. Me and my older cousin were the ones that she unburdened herself to. So once certain ones from my family and attached to my family moved up here, that's where the access came, because they were the ones that were known everywhere they went. They were what the world would call now big steppers. Perfect way to put it, to code it. They were big steppers. So when they came with the potential, and them having access to everything, but them not knowing anybody around, not having their normal foot soldiers that they had in the other areas. Now I became the foot soldier. They needed it shopped. So I was the one that can get it out for them. So I gotta say, Biggie Smalls would definitely be mad at me. This line keep popping in my head. Don't get high on your own supply. I from having the access, from becoming a foot soldier, now I had it ready, available. And as long as I was able to give back a certain amount of money, nobody ever counted what went missing. Nobody ever checked me. Nobody ever paid attention. As long as they got back their $250, they don't know that I was able to skim some off the top here, out of this bag, out of that bag, out of this, out of that bag, just to make sure that I was able to feed my I can't even call it. Well, it is a sickness, because it's a dark place. But I was able to chase my light. I just wanted to feel light. Like I hear a lot of other people. Oh, go ahead.
Now you're the guest, so when you see me do that, don't worry about it. But so 2 things. You wanted to chase this light of just getting all of this pressure off of you, but you also wanted to help your grandmother to be able to provide for your family and your cousins and the other kids that she was raising.
Oh, yeah.
So this is kind of how you started to actually become a dealer.
Oh, yes. She got 5. I know for sure. I know it was $500 in food stamps a month. And if I'm not mistaken, it was roughly around $550 to $575 a month that she got in government assistance. And that wasn't enough to take care of one of us.
And so in your household, it was 6 boys.
Yeah, me plus 5 more. Yes, ma'am.
And your grandmother.
Less.
How big was this house?
It was a 3-bedroom that could have been fit in a 2-bedroom. Like the rooms were small. I still remember we had, oh my Lord, how did she do it? We had in one room we had a bunk bed with 2 twin beds. We had a mattress it didn't have no box spring. God bless my baby. But it was three mattresses piled up on top of each other, and then there was a cot.
Wow.
And then in the other room there were, I don't know how we got 2 twin. There was, again, another twin bed tower. One of them had a box spring, though, so we did have a box spring in there somewhere. But it was just literally probably about 3 to 4 mattresses piled up on top of each other. And still had space for dressers. But the rooms were small. And we made it work. She had a furnace.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my Lord. Oh Lord, we smelled like smoke all the time. I used to hate it. But anyway, it goes like, I had to do it. Like there was no
You were in survival mode.
Oh,
This
exactly.
was kind of
Best way to put it.
survival as far as the material things that you needed in your life, but also personal survival too.
Oh yes.
So again, everything about this is given twofold.
Oh yes.
It wasn't just I decided I wanted to become a drug dealer, or
Oh,
I
heck no.
wanted to, get out in the streets and do all of this stuff.
Oh yeah. Like, man,
How old were you, by the way?
this was 7th grade, so 12 years old. I forgot to say there was a lot of nights where I had, from my older cousins, the ones that I got the access from, there was a baby on my chest and one beside me. Whichever was the younger one laid on my chest. So I didn't sleep much at all, which is another reason why I had to feel light, because, and many can attest to this, but I slept as wide as I could because I made sure I had a baby. I had a baby here, and then I had one on my chest almost every single night of my life. Like
Wow.
I say 3 to 4 months after moving up to North Carolina in 12th grade.
That's a lot. And you were a child yourself.
Oh yes. So yeah, like you say, it was never about popularity. It was never about fame. People didn't even know I did it. Like, I used to pay people to give it because I know I still had an image to maintain. Because moving up here from Florida, like, you're fast, you're talented, you're gifted in football, and I knew that I couldn't develop a name. I knew that I couldn't develop a reputation. I couldn't get in trouble because who else is going to help grandma? And then at the same time, if I get locked up, how am I going to feel my light? I gotta, like, at that time, I had to still feel my light. So I had to, I never thought about it until you said it. I had to help feed my family, take care of my family, and feed that light.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to push you just a little bit. From 12 to 17. So at 17, you kind of had a change to occur. Tell me about that change.
Oh yeah, 17.
And Kelly, feel free to jump in when you're ready.
Sure.
That was when it turned up. That's when no longer needed their access, because now, going off to college, like I wouldn't have their access because I purposely went to college. But initially I went to college in Fayetteville, North Carolina, Methodist College.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I wouldn't have their access, so I had to develop my own. Plus, I've never liked giving somebody a majority of what I earned. I don't care if I got it from you. I'm the one that took all the risk. I used to hate that. You get more than I. Anyways, and then that took away from my light. But
So at this point, you had become streetwise.
Oh, yeah,
You got up here,
totally.
you didn't know anybody, you didn't know the area.
Oh yes.
You really, at that time, didn't know how to hustle. Now you know how to hustle. Now you know how to maintain most of what you're selling.
Oh, yes.
So the profit is mostly going to you.
Oh yes. That's what the
You're in
pills came into
college. You
effect.
didn't ruin your reputation. You didn't mess up your name or
They
anything.
still didn't know.
Tell me about your college experience.
When it first started in college at Methodist University, I'm at the Methodist College, it's university now. It was pills, like that's when the pills came into play. Had a friend of a friend that had an illness in which they had an ample supply of pain meds. They were ready to let go of life, so they just wanted to enjoy as much as they can. They partied every night, so we were given their prescription pills, and we were told, look, just give me this. Basically got back more than they got. So now a whole new network of friends, a whole new area, and now a whole new light. So I was able to feed that feeling a whole lot more now. But
so you started so you
oh,
got
yeah.
access to these pills and you were selling them, but you also started using them.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Now tell me what you said earlier.
Oh, I got high on my own supply. Biggie would have been mad at me. Like Biggie said, don't get high on your own supply. And I would make sure I turned that part down on the song because it tormented me when I heard it. Because I didn't hear that before I started. Wish I had.
But you did, and you did it because you just said it. Why?
Oh, that monster got stronger, and it wanted USDA prime beef. Like weed was like a tuna fish sandwich. Like it wanted a salmon burger, and this was my salmon burger at the time.
So you needed your tolerance had
Oh
grown.
yes.
Weed didn't do anything for you.
Oh nah. I like perks didn't work, so it was Oxycontin, OC 30s, then OC 40s, OC 80s. Didn't even know that existed until I met a kickboxer from Thailand, and I still remember one night he took one, and 15 minutes later he just sat there drooling, and I got jealous of him because I wanted to know.
To feel that way?
Yeah, he like even though he was sitting there like, I won't say his name, but he was defenseless. This big, and I'm like, this white guy was the scariest one I ever met. Like 6'4", 225 pounds. Everything on him was a muscle. But he took that pill. He was always so guarded. And then he took that and he was just sitting there drooling. And I wanted to feel as light as he felt. I never got how he got, but it did feel better. And after a while, that didn't work. So then it was Loritabs, there was Xannies, there was mixing. I can't even think of the two. This guy in Canada made his own version of it was blue. Well, found higher means like we started ordering from other places. Like prescription, like we found a net like dark web where we can order. So it went from just getting regular Xannies to being able to order the ones from Canada, perks and ordering it from Canada, like.
And all of this happened because your tolerance was increasing because you were going through a series of different chasing this light, trying to fill this void, but in essence chasing this light, feeling this, take this pressure off of me, and you started looking into other ways to get stronger drugs.
Oh yes, I would purposely ask people, yo, what has put you on your ASI? And that's like exactly like it was like ASI. I'm like, listen, if I spell it, I might as well say it. 'Cause here I am a drug and I didn't like cussing. But whatever they told me, like I would try it. Like move forward to third year in college because I did 2 years at Methodist. Transferred to Coastal Carolina University in Myrtle Beach, and that's where it really skyrocketed. Some of the guys that I was with at Methco, we all got together and we decided we were bigger than Fayetteville. Fayetteville was boring. Fayetteville couldn't offer anything else. Crazy Dave should have been called Sleepy Sal's. That was the most boring strip club I've met in my life. But anyways, but nothing. It wasn't exciting. Even that, like most men get a thrill for strip clubs. I was always bored.
So you just still had this numbness.
Yes. Like I literally I got stabbed and I felt nothing. I laughed like legitimately in my leg and I laughed. Further down the story, y'all gonna hear when I got shot in 2013. I laughed. Like you can ask anybody that tell you a story. I jumped up out of the ground and I bust out laughing. Nothing mattered like at all. Like I still had a heart. I still helped people. I still made sure in all of my dealings that my grandmother was taken care of. And then it came to the point where I started forgetting to take care of my grandmother. I forgot to say that part earlier. It went from being a weekly thing in which, like, daily thing in which, like, okay, if I make 500, Parliament Baker King Hamilton get 350 or 400, and I get 150 or 100. To, oh, Grandma, I'm so sorry, baby. Grandma, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to curse, but this should show you. Man, I'm gonna send 1,000. Like, I completely forgetting
I'm
to
gonna ask you
send her
something I
money.
hadn't asked you before. Do you think she, at this point, knew something was going on with you?
Oh, I told her.
You told her?
I've never lied to my grandmother. Like, I'd be like, I used to.
I know you didn't lie. A lot of
Yeah.
people omit though, so that's why I'm
Oh
asking.
yeah, oh yeah. Like, I used to call my grandma, like, yo, grandma, I'm about to go rob this drug deal. I'm about to send you money. I was like, yo, I messed up. Like, my grandma, I messed up my drugs, what I was selling. But I don't want to hear this, grandma. I don't care. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you. Look, I messed up. I'm about to go get your money though. You better, grandma, I'm gonna send it to somebody else and they're gonna stick it in your purse. And the way it goes, you might as well go ahead and take this money because I don't trust them to give you the money. Like, I used to make her take it because I drove down one night. I drove down in the middle of the night just to sneak money into her purse. She probably, if she watched this, she just learned that that's how she got that money. I would break into my grandmother's house to make sure she got that money, and I would hide it in a bunch of different places. I know that at some point she's gonna search old dresses that I know she wore once every couple months or stuff like that. So she didn't want the money. I forgot to say that my grandmother never wanted the money. She used to take it at times because she needed it, but I don't care if you don't want it. Like, I'm gonna find ways to get it to you. Like, programming my little cousin on how to lie to her about them doing odd jobs and giving her money in dosages, and I'll throw them something. Like, I made her take it. So again, like, it always was about helping her, and then my light, keeping that light feeling, staying loose and light in the world.
You didn't lose your moral compass during this.
Oh no.
You still maintained what you, in your mind and in your youth, because you were still young, thought as to be right from wrong.
Oh no, I did lose at one point. I did. I hate lying.
So tell me that, and then we're gonna continue on. But tell me that.
I would tell people they gonna get the drugs anywhere it goes, so why not it be me make the money? But then I will beat them up. I will beat somebody up. I would threaten them with death, pistol up them, or rob them from everything they got when I found out they sold to somebody that I love, like the cheerleading team, anybody on the cheerleading team, or anybody that I deem family at Coastal. So I would sell to whoever I want to, but people couldn't sell to my people. So at one point I did become demented. Like,
Why was that important to you, to protect the people near you?
Oh, because I
from
wasn't
the
protected.
same stuff you were doing to other people.
Oh, I heard
Oh,
that.
for one, because I wasn't protected. I wasn't protected from what I was running to. I can't even say running from. I was running to those gap fillers, that temporary relief, but I wanted to protect everybody else from those temporary relievers, that those gap fillers. So I was making sure that nobody else went down my path, while sending who I wanted down that path to fuel my staying light and helping my grandma.
So you could still chase that light, but justify it that you weren't doing anything wrong because you're still helping others along the way.
Mm-hmm.
I got to do what I got to do to chase it, and I'm going to fulfill it so I can then help somebody else.
Yeah.
So along the way, you're just justifying everything that you do.
Yeah.
I'm sure I heard that.
Oh, yes.
So in essence, at this point, and again, it seems like
y'all learning a lot y'all didn't know.
seems like it was a way of life for you at this point in time. But essentially, you knew it was wrong.
Oh, yes.
The dealing, the supplying or selling piece of it, but you didn't feel that it was wrong because you were taking your own drugs. Taking your own drugs, probably some more drugs. At this point, you were getting ready to tell us about your ordering drugs.
Oh, my Lord. Molly had just come out, and I mean, you see the videos, like, oh my God. You see dudes climbing up on, stacking chairs up just to rub their face on the popcorn ceiling, because...
Okay, I have never seen that.
I ain't seen that video.
Oh, yes. Like, man, it's some stuff. But Molly's supposed to make you feel. it's a outer body, in body experience. Like you feel everything. They talk about the old woman feeling the warmth and everything. So we call us that dark website. We found a better one. When I was in Myrtle Beach, I got connected to people that could get like bigger steppers. And
You were comfortable just walking up to people, asking them like,
oh no, I was everywhere I went, it was presented to me. Like literally, like the big boys would come. We made our presence known because anybody that we knew that sold that we didn't like, we took everything that they had, and we never wore masks. And I was never big on guns. I walked around like I was a gang member, and I never walked around with a shirt on. Like literally every time you saw me, right before I walked into class in college, I put a tank top or something on. I always walked around with no shirt. I didn't carry guns, but we made people respect us. So they always came to us because we was robbing all their underlings.
you were a gang member. What gang were you affiliated with?
Crip.
How old were you when you started?
I was always. I mean, my whole family was like. Well, not my whole family. There was those that weren't, but the ones that were the steppers that had access were the fun ones, the light side,
The fun.
the ones where you can get light, my light fillers.
Well, you have a very interesting story, and we haven't broken even just the surface of it yet. But we're running low on time for this episode. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for joining us for this episode of Riverfront Talks, Substance Matters. If you are from the Beaufort County area and know someone who is suffering from mental health and substance use disorder and may be looking for resources, my information is below in the description. We also would like your feedback to gather input about today's episode. Please also complete the short survey listed in the description. A special thank you to our sponsors, ECU Health Beaufort Hospital and KB Reynolds Charitable Trust. Like, share, and subscribe. See you later.